It's been a very hard time, hasn't it? Hello everyone, my name is Fire, but also you may know me as Depressing. I'm Polish. Hello, it's me. I haven't talked to you in like 6 months. There has been reason for that. I mean, I'm already 30 years of college student, doing my bachelor's and stuff, but that's not the most important thing. As you can hear, I'm speaking to you in English once again, because I want to talk about something that I've been attached to for a very long time, and looking at it, it just makes me depressed, not gonna lie. And it's of course Wizard 101, but European servers. So just let's get to it. And yes, this will be just a yap session. There will be nothing special in the background, just me wandering around. So, just listen to what I have to talk about. So, Wizard 101 is like one of my favorite games of all time, and I've always loved it. But when I started it, I was very young. I was a young kid, like around maybe 12 to 13 years old, something like that, and my English wasn't the best at that time. So when I started playing it, I started playing on Polish server that has been sitting around for like some kind of time actually, and yeah, this was from 2012 that I've been playing on Polish server, and looking at it right now, and not only Polish server but European servers in general, is just frustrating to say the least. So how this all happened, you might wonder. Well, wasn't used to be that bad when Gameforge was around, and you might ask, and for surely, like, Breezefire, what is Gameforge? And so, well, the Gameforge was a company that basically distributed this game into Europe, because at some point, King's Isle never bothered going into Europe for some unknown reason, but the Gameforge did. They basically bought agreement, like you could say that. I forgot the word that is specific for that, but nevertheless, they just bought allowance to Wizard 101 played on Europe in like 7 languages, and those 7 languages were basically servers, and all the servers are English. Yes, the British English, of course. For some unknown reason, they decided to make the same server as NA, but basically worse. German server, the most populated one to this day. French one, Spanish, Italian, Polish, and Greek. And yeah, it wasn't that bad until the times of 2019, 2020, something around like COVID, maybe before COVID actually. No, it was way sooner than that. But in that time, Gameforge and King's Isle started to have arguments about the way they are taking it, the game, and basically Gameforge kind of stopped pressing the updates for the EU at all. At some point we were so behind that when we got Catacombs for the first time on NA server, there was already like Caramel, or I do believe Lemuria, coming out on American servers, so it was like 6 updates behind. It was just disaster, and for many people, and no wonder why, have quit this game. And like the nail in the coffin was when Gameforge decided that we're going to make what was that called? Crown hours, something like that, or shop hours. I forgot how was it called, but basically that was a promotion where they sold out the crowns for like minus 30% cheaper, or like 50% cheaper in the holidays, for example. But they went wild with that. They decided to, first of all, have 90% sales for crowns, which was oof. Second thing, like all of the elixirs, so additional character, level 50 elixirs were like 1 crown priced. Like, I'm not joking right now. You could have bought all of your 7 characters to level 50 at least, with like doing only like daily assignments in Wizard 101. I'm not kidding right now. many people have thought that this is over, like it's coming to the end, the European servers. But when KingsIsle was taken over by Gamigo, Gamigo decided to take over from Gameforge and everything, and we have been given a code to merge to KingsIsle servers, which at first wasn't really that bad, but looking back into the past, I'm gonna say that it was kind of depressing. I would rather go onto an A server already than playing on Europe. Not gonna lie, if I had the decision to stay on NA, I would play on NA, but it wasn't possible at that time, so yeah. But maybe this will be possible anytime soon, but I'll talk about that later. So, what happened after that? Well, Gamigo, let's say, was like one of the worst companies that you have seen in my entire life, and I'm not gonna even kidding. When our Discord, aka Discord but for Europe, was made, there was only like English as the main language supported, or French and German, because those were like three main languages, and you couldn't speak even in like your own native language for some godly unknown reason, and you could have get banned. I'm not sure if that's true though, so please don't judge me if I'm misspreading information, but that was something to say the least. After that, Gamigo kinda backed off, and we've been taken care of by KingsIsle to this day, by first of all Spark and his all of his team members, so aka Hercules. We miss you, Hercules, please come back. And Kyle the Ice Wielder. I wonder if anyone actually remembers those guys. Those two guys were awesome. Spark was something, to say the least. Yellow Fever incident made things even worse, but looking at right now, the situation is much better right now. And coming to the conclusion that I've wanted to say, right now we have so little people playing or doing anything. Getting people for the raids is barely possible. Like in Polish server we have like 2 working guilds, though active guilds, of course. I'm not talking about the inactive guilds, because maybe there are more guilds that actually are doing something that I'm not sure about, but from what I know, we have only 2 guilds. That is Mine Guild, that is Heroi Chestnut Society. I hope I said it right. Please, Bachko, don't kill me. Yeah, nevertheless. And that is Mystical Kittens, and that's the second most populated guild. And yeah, I remember having trouble getting people for like Voracious Void raid, Polaris raid. Right now, of course, Lemuria raid made it easier, but at the same time, I know the other communities that has similar problems as that, like us. The only community that I know that did all the raids was Lapridox Guild from Germany. They did even Azteca raid without the cheating, aka without the Scion in the Willcast. So congratulations to them. But that's kind of going off topic right now. So right now we're on Lemuria Conspiracy update, and we haven't been given any information. Those the last live of KingsIsle, you may probably heard of. I highly recommend going and watching a really good pirate YouTuber, MTN, who has basically concluded that whole shithole, because I cannot call it otherwise, because it was disaster of life, how bad it was actually. So in the last live they basically said us nothing for EU, besides like Mickey said something about implementing fan-made user translation much easier, which is very funny to say the least. That was it. Even Joel couldn't say anything, and it has been happening for like very long time. Every single live stream of theirs is like, we're giving Europe no longer than 5 minutes with like very few questions that are being answered from our Discord, and and it's gone. You can actually leave if you're from Europe because there is nothing. And to add the salt to this wound already, I'm gonna say about the recent test run because it is just frustrating. So probably right now on the screen you're seeing this screenshot, which is none other than not being. Of course, you can idle in the chest realm, which is interesting, but after underneath that option is basically a language. And what does that mean? Well, basically, if you're playing on NA, at least on NA test realm, you can choose between English, French, German, and Spanish language to play on. And I'm not kidding right now. This is just frustrating. People can play Dark World that hasn't arrived on Europe at all in their native language. But someone may ask me, hold on. Where is Polish, Italian, and Greek languages? Oh, that's a good question. You might have asked, because those languages stopped being supported by King Zio officially. Italian translation has stopped since Valorant update, and Polish and Greek was the first one to have stopped translations like completely. They stopped on the Lemuria updates, so it was quite some time ago actually. And our translation Polish have stopped officially after Novus update. So yeah, and what does it mean? Well, it means shit honestly. Either it means that we're getting merged with NA, which many people are looking at it very poorly because, well, first of all, why? Like, why lie in the face that EU might get merged into one big server? Because at this point, why bother playing on the European servers? It's just frustrating to say the least. And yeah, just looking at it, I mean, if we start to play on a server, I could actually try my luck playing PvP, for example, or doing much more, talking with people, meeting those people. I would like to meet you, Ice Gold, or any of you, Zeifa, or many of you guys, because you're awesome. Please continue the work you're doing, and if you're watching this, please spread out this video, because I just want to point out, this is not a critique. I mean, in some point it might be, but I just want to point out how depressing the state of European servers are. And I'm not gonna even bother saying the stuff I should have said before, but because of my, well, something, I cannot say that. But, well, at least something, yeah. Oh, just one more thing before I stop yapping, because I already been talking for like 50 minutes or so. The last thing that we haven't been fixed are quick launcher, but that's the top of the iceberg of all the bugs, all the stuff you have seen on European servers, and you might probably know what I'm talking about. Okay, and for me that's it. Yeah, that was very depressing, wasn't it? I'm so sorry. I hope in the next video will be more satisfying. I'll see you soon. Take care of everyone, and bye.